Good day guys, Mark here again and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, you love cars, DIYs, and anything car related, please consider subscribing and check out my playlist. On today's video guys, I'm gonna share with you on how you'll be able to disassemble the whole wiper assembly, basically to clean and possibly get it repaired, because I've been reading a lot of um, forums where most Eon owners are encountering problems with their wiper assembly. Might it be the bushing or for the wiper arm or the motor itself. So today I'm gonna show you how to disassemble the whole thing, and mine is working perfectly fine. I'm just gonna maybe clean it and put some grease on some moving parts. I'm not gonna go into details on how to remove the wiper arm, the cover, because I do have a separate video on that one. I will just link that video on the description section below. Okay.
One eternity later.
Alright guys, so this is the wiper motor assembly. The first thing that we will be doing before removing the whole thing is, of course, remove the power or the socket that supplies power to your motor, and then using a size 10 millimeter socket wrench or a T-wrench, remove the first bolt, which would be at the center of the car. So mine is working perfectly fine. The reason why I'm doing this is, of course, for everybody else that is having a problem with their motor. Okay, so bolt number 1 is out. So bolt number 2. And also I just feel like cleaning the whole thing and putting some grease and all. Okay, bolt number 2 is out, and at this point guys, we should be able to slide this out in place like that. There we go. Okay, so that's the assembly. Alright guys, so as you can see, I already started the cleaning phase. I already cleaned the motor. Haven't closed it yet, but you see it's moving. So you can remove that, and it's being held up by two screws. Just pull out the cover, and you can spray electronic contact cleaner in that part. And for you to remove the arm, the wiper arm, you'll need to basically pry it out using a screwdriver. And there we go. So it's kind of hard at first. See? So it's off. So now I'm gonna clean everything and basically uh, re-lubricate everything. So gonna clean it with some WD-40. And also guys, the reason why you're having issues with your wiper arm is because in time, especially if you don't clean it regularly, these bushings tend to wear out, and that's the reason why it loses grip on the assembly, and that will trigger where you'll have problems with your wiper. So just clean those old grease, because old grease that are trapped, guys, it does have like dirt with them, and it becomes like a sandpaper. It becomes abrasive, so makes your wiper arm bushing wear out faster. So for the wiper arm that's for your passenger side, it you'll only need to clean one side, because the one in the middle goes through. Okay, so you just need to spray it with DWD-40 and put some grease. All right, so let's put some grease on those moving parts. So I know this is kind of overkill for the grease. When you return the wiper arm, you just need to wipe the excess grease off. So I would suggest do it maybe once a year. Just disassemble the whole thing, and clean and re-grease everything. Maybe right before the rainy season comes in. Okay, let's put the bushing, and don't forget the arm, guys. Okay. Alright, so okay. One is in, and the next one you just need to press that in. It's quite hard. Uh, let's see if our trusty long nose would do the job. Apparently not. So we'll need to put some elbow grease. So let me just get my vice grip. There guys, so clearly my bushing is still still tight. And by the way, this is still the original bushing that came in with my car. So this is roughly 6 years old. Alright, there we go. Make sure to spread out the grease. Okay, and I'm done with this side as well. So as I mentioned earlier, you'll see some excessive grease all around, so just wipe those clean. I'm gonna clear the, what do you call this? I'm gonna return the screws for the motor. So just in case you hear like weird noises coming inside from inside your motor, you can disassemble the whole thing and bring the assembly to a repair shop. They should be able to do some rewinding and replace the bearings inside. Okay. Alright guys, so these are the screws that holds the motor cover in place. So I just lubricated it right before returning it. Okay. So this one more side, and right after this I will be returning the whole thing and test it. Okay, when also guys, when I say moving parts, so this hinges, you'll need to remove the cover, just pull it out, and if you want to pull out the hinge itself, it's being held up by this clip. Once that's out, you should be able to what do you call this, pull out the hinge. some DWD-40 and put some grease, guys. Just a small amount of grease. This would by doing this, guys, this would what do you call this, make your motor really, or the wiper really silent. So you'll need to do the same thing for the other side. So a small amount of grease. And put back the cover. There we go. Alright guys, so time to return the wiper motor assembly. So be careful with your windshield, guys. We don't want to damage your glass in the process, or the windshield itself. Okay, that's actually pretty easy to do, since the bushing just slides in place. Just lubricating the bolts, 2 bolts that holds the assembly in place, or locks the assembly in place rather. So tighten everything by hand first. To avoid damaging the threads on the bolt, and what do you call this, and especially on the body. So this actually bolts on the chassis, or rather the body itself of your car. Tighten everything. And time to return the socket. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna explain real quick how to basically return and how to disassemble the cover. So the cover is being held up by 4 clips, and of course the wiper arm. You'll need to remove those using it's being locked by a size 14mm nut, and don't forget the hose for coming from your windshield washer. Don't forget to remove that, and you should be able to pull out the cover. So I do have a video again for that one. I'm gonna link it on the description section below for you guys. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna return the cover now. Okay, one side is good. Okay. So this one is pretty easy because this one just slides in place. Okay. And this use or return the push-up pins. So there should be 4. That's 1. Two. This is clip number 3. And clip number 4. And don't forget to return the hose, guys, for your windshield washer. And it would be easier for us to return the wiper arm and the hood is closed. So I'm just gonna return everything, guys, and we're gonna test the wiper motor in the assembly itself. Okay. Alright, guys, so we just finished basically cleaning, removing, disassembling, re-lubricating the wiper assembly. Now it's time to test it out. Alright, so time to test it out. And let's see. Let's check the washer first. So I'm gonna start the engine, guys, and go outside so you guys can hear the sound of my motor. Or rather, I'll just stick out the camera because the windshield might dry out and that might damage the wiper motor. Okay, so I'm gonna stick it in 3, 2, 1. There we go. So that's really quiet, guys. It's actually much quieter right now. Before I re-lubricated and cleaned it, what do you call this? So as you guys can see, the bushings on my wiper arm is still tight. That's because of the habitual cleaning and re-lubricating that I do. But I might look for a bushing, spare bushing, hopefully next year, and might replace it as well since it's already 6 years old, guys. I don't think that it's gonna last that, maybe 2-3 years more. So I'm just gonna replace it as part of my preventive maintenance. So there you go, guys. I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel and check out my playlist for basic PMS of your car or Hyundai Eon, product reviews, etc. Again, this is Mark. Thank you so much, guys, and see you on our next video.